with Business Insider. I want to show you all what Bob Iger spends money on from Disney. We just talked about them going in debt. We're going to go back, by the way. Going to go back to the NASDAQ article in just a moment, but we need to see what it is. What's the priority at Disney? This we go to from Business Insider back from June 5th of last year, and then we're going to bring you to the announcement for this year. But Disney CEO Bob Iger finally announced some good news after months of cuts and layoffs, a partnership with Apple on its new Vision Pro headset. This was by Nathan McAlone. And here's what it says. Disney CEO Bob Iger has had a rough time since he climbed back into the saddle as the leader of the Mouse House. Boy, it did not get better. But he scored a much-needed win on Monday when he announced his company's partnership with Apple on its new Vision Pro mixed reality headset. We're constantly in search of new ways to entertain, inform, and inspire our fans by combining extraordinary creativity with groundbreaking technology to create truly remarkable experiences, Iger said at Monday's Worldwide Developers Conference. We believe Apple Vision Pro is a revolutionary platform that can make our vision a reality. Now, we don't know exactly how much they spent on this, but word on the street is they spent a lot. And they're spending a lot on an Apple product that costs $3,500. Okay, so remember that. This is a $3,500 piece of tech in very limited supply. And at the same time that Disney cut a vast number of positions, 7,000 is the stated number. We don't know how many it really was. And at the same time that Bob Iger was increasing his salary, they were pumping tons of money into creating a new Disney Plus for this very, at this time, niche headset. Maybe one day it'll be as big as the iPhone, but today it is not. Here is the announcement coming out 2 days ago. Disney heads into the future on the Apple Vision Pro. Times and conditions change so rapidly that we must keep our aim constantly focused on the future. Guys, remember, though, that Disney Plus has been available on the Oculus, right? The whatever Facebook's new name for their headset is. It's been available on VR headsets already. So what is this all about? Well, folks, all this is, and remember, vast sums of money spent on this. All it is that if you would like to sit in Tatooine and watch your Star Wars movie, you can look around and you're in Tatooine. It's a cheap-looking CGI Tatooine, but it's Tatooine. If you want to watch your Pixar movies while you sit inside the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Factory, well, you can do that. Now, you can't move around anywhere, but you can move your head and see it. It's just virtual reality backgrounds. But here's the article. The Walt Disney Company has been a pillar of creativity since its inception in 1923. However, as Walt's words above show, the company has also been at the forefront of technological advancements for more than 100 years. From the multiplane camera to the countless innovations crafted by Walt Disney Imagineering, Disney has kept its aim constantly focused on the future. That focus continues Friday as Disney Plus launches on Apple's revolutionary spatial computer, the Apple Vision Pro. It's a VR headset. Disney stands out in the media industry because we're a company that sits at the intersection of groundbreaking technology with unparalleled creativity, said Aaron LeBarge, president and CTO, Disney Entertainment and ESPN. Now, with Apple Vision Pro, we're able to bring the experience with our stories into a whole new dimension of immersion. So what does this mean for consumers? Imagine watching a drive-in movie of Star Wars The Force Awakens from a land speeder during a binary sunset, or catching Tony Stark's home movies from Avengers Endgame in front of a sparkling Midtown Manhattan skyline. In other words, it's just VR backgrounds. It's just Disney Plus. Exactly. But they spent untold amounts of money on this, guys.
I could do this on my Sony PS thing. I mean, yeah.
Yes. It's nothing. And it's for a device that's $3,500 that almost nobody is going to use at least for 2 years. And they spent oodles of money and put out a press release about it.
For that.
Yes. Mike, are you going to be wearing one of these? Have you seen the video of the guy walking around in the New York subway wearing this thing?
I got to tell you, I'm an Apple guy, and I probably am going to buy this sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So
I thought you might. Are you going to have Disney Plus? You're going to sit on Tatooine and watch Star Wars movies?
No, I'm going to use it for other crap. Are you kidding?
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
You're going to be 3D modeling inside that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just wanted people to know what Disney spends its money on. While it cuts jobs, at least they were making a one-of-a-kind, only for the Apple VR headset, Disney Plus version, which when we get to the end of it, it's supposed to revolutionize entertainment. When we get to the end of it, it's just 3D backgrounds that you can look around while you're watching your movie. Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. All right, so that's what Disney spends their money on. That said, management. Actually, let's go up one sentence. The management has taken steps to address these issues, including several aggressive cost-cutting measures, not including cutting the Apple project. that aim to cut some $7.5 billion in expenses over a window of time. The management also expects fiscal 2024 free cash flow to reach pre-pandemic levels, which would be north of $6.75 billion. It remains to be seen whether the company can achieve these profitability goals, but the stock is cheap. Let's say it again, because NASDAQ says it. The stock is cheap. Stock is cheap, Mr. Musk. Elon, are you listening? We know you listen sometimes. Elon, are you listening? It's cheap. Trading at 10-year lows and at just 17 times forward EPS estimates. And assuming Disney can realize the benefits and leverage of combining the platforms, Disney stock may finally begin to rise in the next 12 to 18 months. I'm sorry. Mike, were you expecting to have your Disney stock rise in the next 12 to 18 months? This doesn't look good.
No, I'm not expecting my Disney stock to go anywhere, frankly. I'm frankly surprised I'm hovering in the 90s. I'm in shock that I'm even still in the 90s, but I'm a long way from breaking even on the stock of the value that I have it at.
So, tickled 200 under Bob Chapek, Mike.
Okay, you know what? Yes, okay. I bought it at 172 to 178. Okay, what? See, that's the great thing.
What now?
You know exactly how much money I'm losing every day on Disney.
Oh, that
stock.
Reminds me, we got to talk about buying some Paramount stock again.
All right, let's go buy some this week.
But before we do, guys, when it comes to this, straight out of NASDAQ.com. I mean, this is not Joe Blow daytrader.com. This is NASDAQ, Mike, saying that Disney stock might rise in 12 to 18 months. That's not a positive near-term look for the company.
So that near-term, long-term. So whenever they give advisories, there's long-term, medium range, and short-term. That has been the same outlook for like a year or 2 years. It hasn't been any different. It hasn't been any different for the last I'd say 18 months. And it's never the same. I mean, it never happens what they say. With the performance is never the same as the prediction. These guys are just full of crap. I mean, they're just completely full of crap. I don't believe it all. Now, I'm really in shock that Apple decided to make the Disney content library sort of a hallmark of the visual experience, because there's a lot of things on Apple Plus. I know probably 80-90% of the people watching the show right now are not Apple MacBook users like I am, and all their computers aren't Mac and iPads and all this other stuff. But Apple Plus has actually tried to put out some really good quality content. Some of it sort of wokey, some of it not, most of it not. But they've really put in a decent effort as a studio to put out some great releases. And I think that for them to hitch their wagon from a VR standpoint over to Disney just baffles the hell out of me. But frankly, I think Disney has more to potentially gain from this than certainly Apple does. But I don't think. But the thing is that no one who's a Disney Plus user is a heavy Mac user, so this is irrelevant. And this is another example of Bob spending time and money. Dang it, Bob! Dang it! This is another example of Bob Iger spending time and money on something that is not core to the user experience that people want. It's frivolous, and let's see differently.
Well, let's find out who it is that Disney is aiming for to revolutionize the market. Which consumers out there is Disney depending upon to lift them above the fray and reach Netflix and YouTube? It's this gentleman right here, folks. Let's take a look. This is what it looks like for the people using this. If you go back 20 years and you watch what people were doing, they were having a good time talking with other human beings. Now we all look at these little tiny boxes in front of us. Apparently, it's getting more dystopian than that, because we're going to be wearing these little goggles everywhere we go and pretending to touch a keyboard with our fingers. So it's like we're orchestrating or we're with the maestro of an orchestra of invisible mice in front of us, and that's who Disney is chasing. Mike, is that going to be you soon? Are you going to be riding the subway doing this?
First of all, Mexican Iron Man doesn't ride that subway. Number one. So no. First of all, Mexican Iron Man does not ride on buses and subways. So let's deal with that first.
Well, prior to your fame, every once in a while you used public transit, but now that you're so famous as a non-YouTuber, I understand.
Well, it's been a while since I've had to use public transportation. That's number one. Number two is that I'm a very real world kind of guy. If I use this VR set, it's going to be at home by myself when I'm, doing gaming or working or something like that. No, wasn't there a movie about Tom? What was the name of that movie that had people? Was it an animated movie? When did it come? What was it? God, I swear there's a movie like this that had people with these headsets.
Ready Player One.
That's it.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.